This video is for the Xbox fans. I've been talking on this channel about Xbox and PlayStation's position in the market, and to be very honest, you guys know my stance. You know that I'm not really a big fan of this whole exclusivity thing because I fundamentally think that a platform ought to be inherently valuable without exclusives as a draw, simply because it opens room, in the case of third-party exclusivity, for some backdoor dealings that can harm users. Users and gamers are the crux of this incessant console competition. Now, first-party games, yes, maybe they might be made as an added benefit. I concede to that point. And somebody actually made me concede to the third-party one because it belongs to the third-party developers, of which there's my caveat saying, hey, and those third-party developers, don't come back to us and start whining or crying if your game fails or if you cannot meet profitability to your own shareholders. Now, I want to show you Xbox fans that you're doing exactly what you might have castigated PlayStation fans for when their game was going to PC and they were complaining and saying that their game's going to PC was going to diminish their brand of PlayStation. Because I've seen some of you on the Xbox side say the exact same thing. And back then, when PlayStation fans were saying this, there were Xbox fans as well in the mix, pointing and calling them out for doing that thing. Look at this comment from a thread where a Guerrilla Games former producer was talking about how, if you're going to basically play the game and not be worried about inherently the game going to somebody else's platform. This person here, Nana W. Killer Churchill, said, so PlayStation will no longer be a game console in future and slowly be turning into PlayStation Studios, just like Microsoft Studios. Guess I won't have to buy a PS5 then. We'll upgrade my PC with that $500. So those of you that are on Xbox saying that you're going to go to PC, I've seen some of you. In fact, one of my audience members tagged a big PlayStation Xbox creator who put a long post. This is not even Clobril, because Clobril didn't say he was going anywhere. Clobril is saying, he's not really a big fan of the change, but he still will stick with Xbox and the games that they have to offer. But this Xbox creator said that they might look into going to buy a PC. You're doing the exact same thing. And while y'all were doing it, now, PlayStation fans are laughing at you, which is hypocritical, but y'all are being hypocritical because Xbox fans were cooking PlayStation fans back then. Oh my gosh, this whole console war thing is so out of hand. In fact, look at this. Somebody put this up there and says, reminds me of this classic tweet by Xbox 3PO. Apparently, this user here said, and sad to say, I canceled my Quantum Break pre-order as I said I would. You weren't upfront on Quantum Break going to PC. Apparently, this person was upset that Phil Spencer was bringing the very first PC game day one launch of an Xbox game at the time, 2016, and Phil Spencer replied and said, you canceled a pre-order for a game you want to play because someone else gets to play the game on Windows? So at the time, even PlayStation fans were bringing up the Xbox gamer side of things, and y'all were pointing and calling each other out about this. So by and large, within both communities, there were elements who, in some sense, agreed that exclusivity, in a sense, was not an inherently valuable thing for the platform, while on the other side, there were people within the faction that said exclusivity provided inherent value, and if you lost your exclusivity, you diminished the brand. They were on both sides, and it was not even cross-platform at the time. This was not even Xbox taking games to PlayStation or PlayStation taking games to Xbox. This was all taking games to PC. So if we went by that logic and standard, I have to say that my conclusion, as somebody who was looking at this from outside, both the Xbox console and the PlayStation console have both lost exclusives to PC, which by y'all's conclusion has then therefore diminished the brand. And some of you concluded that no longer do you need to buy a console within that brand. That's it. So it's either everybody starts behaving themselves, and people like Paul Tassi writing these kinds of sensationalist articles quit it, Like, look at what he wrote here. He said, as PlayStation players wait to play Xbox exclusive Indiana Jones 6 months or so from now, we're reminded of the strange situation the console brand finds itself in, where it is really not even a console brand at all anymore. Paul, you were late. Back when people were fighting about this stuff, they already concluded that this was going to harm the brand, of which I've shown it on this thread over and over from different people saying stuff like this. A former Guerrilla producer, we were dragging this Guerrilla producer, by the way, on Twitter in 2020, doesn't understand that the success built by his former company was done so on the basis of outstanding exclusives, and that scrapping that exclusivity diminishes the brand value. If one game was diminishing the brand value, what are y'all going to say about all of these games coming to PC? Because there are factions of PlayStation players who decided that once one game went, they were moving to PC because the PlayStation brand value was already diminished. And then on the other side, there were Xbox fans roasting them as well at the same time, saying, I love this. Boomstick Gaming said, I have championed Horizon Zero Dawn and have it listed as one of my top 5 of this generation. Having others experience this epic tale of growth, discovery, and triumph is awesome. Seeing people have a temper tantrum over it is truly very sad. Okay, this is an Xbox fan saying that it's fine for people to get a PlayStation game on PC. So is there a likelihood that I would go through this thread and see Xbox players championing that PlayStation players going to PC was fine, and go back and see Xbox players that are complaining that their games are going to PlayStation isn't, when PlayStation players had the fear of their brand being diminished back then? Because if that's the case, then there's hypocrisy on both sides. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. This thread is still available on Twitter, by the way. Oh, this Sam Sharma person, thank you so much. Because this stuff is so out of hand that everybody is asking and acting like, oh my goodness, this is, some big deal. This person says it's a shame that, this edit will never be irrelevant, never not be irrelevant. We should all just enjoy that more. People get to play a game that was previously exclusive. More sales equals results in more funding for the developers. More funding equals more games. Who is this cookie person? Where do they play on? Oh, okay. They're just a liker of games. Oh, Doc Dark follows them. Jay Wood 2010 follows them. Okay, Doc, you follow this person? All right. Okay. I guess we can pretty much keep going through and seeing that people were okay with this. This person said, we were betrayed. We do not agree with Horizon on the PC. Don't expect to sell Horizon Zero Dawn 2 after this disaster advertising Horizon for PC. In the PlayStation fans and Guerrilla Games, we understand this as a disease of the platform to their users who bet on it, and in exclusive games don't become face in the fans. That's unacceptable. Wow. I would be dadgummit. So all of y'all were all basically preaching to one another when it was each other's turn for their own platforms to go find money elsewhere. And now y'all want to come around and act like you're purists of the consoles? Or have you all just changed your position? Because I'm okay with that too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, sure, as much as I'm making it sound like you guys have done something really bad, I'm okay with you changing your position. Don't mind me. I had to kind of raise my voice there a little bit to kind of, pretend to be surprised. I'm just messing with y'all, man. Hey, this is why I told y'all I don't console war. You got to follow hard data and hard evidence. When you jump in with feelings and how you see things, at the moment that it's convenient for you, it's easy for you to fall into a trap. I fell into that trap as well, too. I have fallen into that trap. In fact, my latest L, I don't know if I've shared it with you guys. Somebody told me, hey, if you're going to say that first-party exclusives belong to, the publisher, then be consistent, because the third-party exclusive is also a game that belongs to that publisher as well. And I was like, whoops, they got me. I got. Now, that's how things should be. If you get got, hold your L. Eat it. Okay? But I put my caveat there because, I'm not going to take that burn just like that. I got to add a little bit of water to kind of, tone it down, because I got burned today by somebody who was thinking. And I appreciate it. I hope those developers don't come back whining that their game wasn't profitable. And if gamers choose to put them second place, I hope that they are willing to take that risk, of which many of them are no longer willing to take that risk. But let's go back on task. I need to make my L video, by the way. Thank you all very much. I need to find that video. I pinned the comment so that we can all see it. And those of you who've been looking for me to get an L, I'm going to show you how to actually give me an L. Okay? Now, check this out. There's more, guys. This thread is the gift that keeps giving. This person said, I feel you should have to be part of the PlayStation ecosystem to play PlayStation games. By a launch on Steam, you're diminishing and allowing people to play games that aren't part of the PlayStation ecosystem, diminishing the brand one of two. Writes this user, Cactor. Cactor? Did I just say Cactor? Oh, Lord have mercy. Cactor, I'm sorry. This person said, now, if there was a PlayStation launcher on PC, there'd be no cause for concern because they still have to be part of the PlayStation ecosystem. Now, I personally don't care. I'll always be a PlayStation console player, whether the games go anywhere. People replied, oh, this person has been deleted. It ropes in morons with expensive consoles and makes them think they're relevant in any way. Uh-oh, that's a salty PC comment right there. That's a PC player. That's salt. Yeah, that wasn't nice. So, I guess at the amount of hypocrisy that we've been able to extract on just spending 5 minutes on this thread, not even 5 minutes, but to see how very, very interesting this whole thing was, it leads me to believe that there might be some sort of sensationalism going on here, either for, hysteria, for making content, or for acting like, this is all really a big deal. And boy, I tell you what, I've seen everyone on this side of the conversation, like everyone, every single person. When I did some Google searches, I saw videos from everyone talking about this stuff, folks. It wasn't just, a few people that were upset about certain games going into some places. Let me show you this YouTube search, this search I did on Twitter. This one, I just put in PlayStation fans mad at Days Gone coming to PC. Griffin Gaming said PlayStation PS5 fanboys having mental breakdown over Days Gone. A video that they made in February 2021. This is a video from Destin, Days Gone 2 Dead and whatever it is, and whatnot. But then when you come in and look, you're going to see Days Gone director telling people to buy Days Gone on PC so that they may have a Days Gone 2, blah, blah, blah. Well, it didn't sell as much as they wanted it to. But these are realistic aspects to the conversation. So what is the big deal? Why are PlayStation fans gaslighting Xbox fans? And why are Xbox fans pretending like, oh, woe is me, our games are going to other platforms? Yeah, come on now. We got to really go back to the data and the evidence. You see, all the feelings, they are all now weakened by reality because these companies were already pursuing measures and means to make more money. The fans were just not ready to hear the truth, but it's weird that this console war thing wants to now become this weird, talk about, oh, your game is going there, so your console is diminished. Xbox is dead. Xbox is over. When PS fans were crying that, it was over. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I have to still say this. From what I've seen, I think from my estimation as an outsider, nobody knew that we would be here today. Hindsight, they say, is 2020. Thanks for watching the video. Peace out.